the need to be connected to our heart and what that really means and why. Let's take a look at what's going on in our world. Well, we've got 32 wars going on right now, right? What's causing these wars? What's behind it? You see, what we tend to do is we deal with symptoms. And we're going to look at how this has a knock-on effect and how, if we keep dealing with the symptoms, we're going to continue seeing the causes never get dealt with. Okay, welcome back to Everything Everywhere All at Once, finding meaning and certainty in all the chaos and mayhem. Okay, so we've been talking about, the need to be connected to our heart and what that really means and why, right? So let's take a look at what's going on in our world. Well, we've got 32 wars going on right now, right? So what's causing these wars? What's behind it? You see, what we tend to do is we deal with symptoms, just like in our healthcare system, right? We have a sick care system. It's like playing whack-a-mole, and then we drug people up and they get sicker again, and then we give them more drugs, and around we go. And the same thing is happening in a lot of different areas of our lives. And so, one of the things we were talking about recently is a new religion. You mentioned that, people go, hold on a second, we got enough religions, right? And they're all chaotic and causing problems, and yet there are lots of people that are involved in religions that live very peaceful, happy lives. So is it the religion, or is it what's at the core of the concepts and the dogma that is added to religions that are not really at the core? At the core of a religion is love, peace, and happiness, right? And acceptance. But then people start to add on rules. No. To do that, you got to do this. And then the next thing, once you start creating law, look at our crime and punishment system, right? Every year there are thousands of new laws that have to be added, because once you create one law, you're going to have to create another. Once you create one rule, you've got to create another. So we need structure, absolutely. But at the end of the day, once those rules become fear-based, we have a problem, right? That we're not living in alignment with who we really are. So we need to look at what's really going on and understand how we can fix it. So let's talk about the monetary system, right? So the monetary system, what is money? If you say time is, very often they'll say money, but it isn't. Time is not money, right? You go, yes it is. No, it isn't. Look, we've got conflict, all right? So let's take a look at it. But we're gonna have conflict, but it's how we deal with it, right? If we can talk it through, and sometimes we might agree to disagree, and that's okay too, right? But look, can you replace money? Some people go, I haven't been able to get any money for a long time. No, yes you can, right? You can replace money. You go work for money, if you exchange time for money, you can get money. Not a good way to do it, but you can replace money, right? People go to work, they get a paycheck, they spend it, they go back to work and they get another paycheck, all right? But can you replace time? No, you can't. That second is spent, right? It's gone. So if you can replace money, but you can't replace time, how can they be the same thing? They're not. And so they're two very separate things. Money is a form of exchange of energy, that when we understand how to use that energy, harness it, it becomes a power. When we don't, just like that second was spent, is gone, is wasted, it hasn't created more time, you've now created less. And so the wealthy understand how to harness money, just like you think about electricity, right? So neither Tesla or Edison really invented electricity. It's been here since the beginning of the time. The earth is electrical in nature. You see it in the lightning, right? But it's electrical all the time. The temperature and humidity and those things can cause it to actually show lightning and the electricity in the sky. But it's always there. It's electrical and magnetic in nature, right? Got an iron core going around an electrical sphere. You've got a magnet, right? So we have magnetic poles and we have electrical earth, right? And we're made of the earth, so we're electromagnetic in nature as well. Bottom line is, money is a form of energy, like electricity. Like you can harness the power of water, right? Or you can just let it rush away and not get anything from it. So the wealthy have learned how to harness this energy we call money and turn it into a power. Where do we store electricity? In a power station, right? So Socrates once said, all wars are fought for money. And it's true. Think about this. There are 32 wars going on right now. Okay? So why are we so concerned about the Ukraine? Now you might say because Russia are invading and then we don't want Russia to go throughout the rest of Europe and take over the rest of Europe. That is not true. Absolutely not true. That is not what Russia want to do, and it's not why we're fighting this war or involved in fighting this war. We're going to look at that in the next episode. We're going to look at why are we fighting that war in Ukraine? Why are we involved with Israel and helping them fight Hamas? And you might say, well, because they're our friends. No, it has nothing to do with being friends. It is one reason and one reason only. And I'm going to share it with you in the next video. And we're going to look at how this has a knock-on effect and how, if we keep dealing with the symptoms, we're going to continue seeing the causes never get dealt with. We're never going to deal with, we've got to deal with the root cause of all these issues. And it is one root cause, and we can solve it. Okay? It's not going to be by demonstrating outside the White House. It's not going to be by being against the war. It's not going to be about demonstrating about any of those things. I'll show you how it's going to happen. So time is not money. Well, what is time then? Well, time is our wealth, right? We measure wealth in terms of time. How much time can you spend without having to work? So we have tremendous wealth inside of it. It is our unique creative energy, our unique creative nature, our ability to express our true nature. So as you see, all this technology outside of us is simply a reflection of our inner technology. We have the opportunity for it to create the time for us to tap into our unique creative energy and express it. So when we talk about a new religion, we're talking about the religion of self-expression, of us being who we really are. Who's the leader? You. Who's responsible? You. If things go wrong, who's to blame? You. It's taking personal responsibility, sovereignty over your own life, money, health, everything. And that is self-empowerment. So I call this see. See with your real eyes, your feelings, right? Well, and when you see with your real eyes, your feelings, you'll begin to see, experience, and create miracles. And C also stands for self-expression empowerment. You see, once we can have conviction and faith in that, that's when you see miracles and live a miraculous life, which is why I created a program called Your Miracle Life, right? So, these are the beginnings, the understandings of where we're going, the next level of consciousness. You've heard me talk about that. That all these problems we face in the world were created by us, by our internal world being reflected in the external world. And we live in a fear-based society because we live from fear. We live in our brain, which is ego-driven. Our brain is always in the future or in the past. It's never in the now. And when we live from our heart, speak from our heart, and we live a heartfelt life, we live in the now. We don't have to worry about the future or the past. We just have to set a desire and have faith that it will be fulfilled. You see, with your real eyes, that when you're living from your heart, you're living at a quantum level, at a higher level of consciousness. You're connecting, when you use coherence, the techniques I'm teaching you, you're connecting to the earth. You are part of the earth. And I've shown you the earth and heart are the same words, right? Same letters, just one letter changed in its place. The earth, the heartbeat of the earth, is connected to yours when you connect coherently to your heart and brain. And that is connected to the universal consciousness, which is quantum. And then, without even knowing how, you just know what the right thing is to do because that knowingness comes from the quantum level that can see everything, everywhere, all at once, and direct you what to do. Okay, so another episode finished. Next episode, we're going to get into how are these wars are driven. What is the causation, and how do we deal with the causation? Until then, saper ord, dare to be wise.